Want to make a podcast? Spotify's got a platform that lets you make one super easily, then distribute it everywhere, and even earn money. We like that. All in one place for totally free. It's called Spotify for Podcasters, and here's how it works. Spotify for Podcasters lets you record and edit podcasts right from your cellular telephone or your computer, so no matter what your setup is like, you can start creating today. Then you can distribute your podcast to Spotify and everywhere else, those other places that podcasts are heard.
Video podcasts are also available on Spotify, and when you want to take conversations with your fans to the next level, Q&As and polls are the best way to get them talking. With Spotify for Podcasters, you can earn money in a variety of ways, including ads and podcast subscriptions. And best of all, it's totally free, zero catch. We've been using it ever since we started How Long Gone. And ever since I discovered Spotify for Podcasters, I feel like having the option of turning off the Q&As and the polls on the user dashboard has really helped boost my creativity and take it to another level. I highly recommend giving it a try. Download the Spotify for Podcasters app or go to www.spotify.com/podcasters to get started. What's good, baby? It's your boy, me.
It's your boy, me. What's up, man? How are you?
Pretty good. A rare Monday pod. I'm still recovering from that whole whirlwind, but otherwise
Whirlwind.
Otherwise good. Yeah, you up and turned my life upside down, and it's got me fucked up. I'll push through.
I know you will. I'm getting a lot of requests for us to speak on a certain topic that we have breezed over somehow, and I do feel bad about that.
And it is not agar because my DMs are ablaze with agar feedback. So all the listeners out there who followed along to my recipe, thank you for reaching out.
My agar journey. I know. I really do want to try some at some point. But you saved me a square. I don't know how long that stuff will last, but keep me in mind.
If I knew how long agar could last, goddamn. I would be shitting on 11 Madison Park, I tell you that.
Well, yeah, I guess we should cover that first because this is big news.
We can cover that and then get on to the bigger news.
Yeah, this is big news. 11 Madison Park, the very famous, very expensive, extremely long-winded restaurant in New York. The chef, his name is Daniel Hum. They've announced that they're going all vegan.
They're going all vegan, and as a lifer vegan, how do you feel about that, Chris?
Well, it's not that I'm a lifer vegan. I'm no longer vegan, but it's just crazy to see it happen. Honestly, it's just wild. Mm-hmm. Like I mean, the thought of like somebody's parents coming in from Europe to visit their son in college and paying $400 a piece to eat some vegetables. It'll be good. That's
the thing that I was wondering. That was my first question. Yeah, of course it'll be good. I know Noma did like an all vegetable thing, and people were like, it's good.
I thought Noma did all pickled. It was all pickled. The entire menu was pickled.
I mean, I like pickles, but like I don't know if I like pickles. I don't know if I'm going to buy a plane ticket to eat some pickles. But yeah, my question was like, how will the price be affected? And I worry that it won't be affected, but I know that the food costs to retail ratio for vegetables versus meat is a huge diff. And I wonder if that $450 tasting menu is going to be a light 65 moving forward, and I don't think that's going to be the case.
Oh, I doubt. I bet they could find a way to increase prices if anything else. But I mean,
yeah.
I will say that, as we've talked about on the show before, tasting menus literally do nothing for me. I think it's like a little boring. I would probably try this because I've never had a vegetarian tasting menu done at this level. You know what I mean?
Yeah, neither have I, and I would be too. I would be game.
So I would try it. I mean, people are up in arms. It's really a topic, which I think is kind of funny.
Yeah, I don't know if there's a reason for people to be so up in arms, because there's literally, if you live in New York and you can afford to eat at 11 Madison Park, like, you can go to, there's so many restaurants that are so perfect, and it's not like anyone was loving 11 Madison Park for their paleo program or anything like that. It's just, it's not like what if
they announced that they were going keto? This whole menu is 11 Madison Park has switched to a keto menu.
It's not like 11 Madison Park was like like Billy Bob's Rib Shack, and now they're switching over to it. It's gonna be like, oh, you guys are gonna serve more endive? Okay.
Yeah, no, you're right.
You know, it's not like we're completely removing the smoked brisket from our menu, and you know all of our whale meat souffle.
Do you think that there are people that have reservations that cancel them because of this announcement?
Yeah, that they should definitely do some type of program for people if you already have a res and then you learn that they get switched over. There should be a grandfathered in meet.
Yeah.
You know, there should be one guy in the back who's like, all right, I'll still fuck you up with.
Yeah, if your billing address is from the Midwest, you can cancel your reservation free of charge.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's like, you know, it's the Midwest PPP, you know.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
The reservation protect, you know, the forgiveness program has to be instated, or else the culinary world will be up in arms.
But
something to chew on, Hum.
Yeah, Hum. Who knows if Hum bit off more than he could chew, you know? But we'll see. I mean, I'm sure it'll be good. Like I said, I'm sure it'll be delicious, and it'll still take 4 hours, and you can still, you know, for an extra $800, you can get the wine pairing. I just don't.
As long as it's cruelty-free wine, because they do be squishing up bugs in that Merlot. You know what I'm saying?
We're not. Yeah, if you're a real vegan, you're obviously pro bee and pro bug.
You would never have a Heinz ketchup.
Absolutely not. And I hope there's no honey in that tea you're trying to finish with, because that is, you know, that's not gonna fly.
Pro bee and pro bug. I like that.
Yeah, we're pro bug. But the other news that broke earlier this week that we failed to talk about because we've just been so busy is that obviously the Chrome Hearts Drake Rolls Royce Cullinan SUV, which I read about today. It was already the most luxurious SUV on the market. But you know, Jason, that wasn't enough for Drizzy. He had to link with the Chrome Hearts family on a bespoke quote unquote edition.
Yeah, the rap game's teacher's pet had to one up everyone by creating the Rolly Truck, the Chrome edition, and I don't
Rolly Truck Chrome edition.
I personally don't really have any beef with it. I mean, it is obviously a ridiculous vehicle, but also like friend of the show Tash P tweeted about it, something very, you know, it just summed it all up so perfectly. It was just like, what did y'all expect a Chrome Hearts Rolls Royce to look like? Like, take Drake out of the equation. Like, what did you think was going to happen when someone's like, we're going to make a Chrome Heart or any, like a Versace Rolls Royce or any?
It's going to be obnoxious. It's going to be obnoxious.
I mean, what kind of car would the Bodhi collab be, though?
It'd be vintage, of course.
It'd be like a Volkswagen bus or something like that.
Yeah, that's a good call. But I mean, the best part about this Chrome Hearts Drake Rolls Royce SUV is that it's available for viewing at the Institute of Contemporary Art in Miami. That's where you can view it, because this is in Miami. This is considered contemporary art, which I think says a lot. But I mean,
but also if I was in Miami, I would be more keen to go check that out versus some like Frieze gallery installation or, you know.
If I was in Miami, I would absolutely go see this. I don't know if I would fly there to go see it, but I'm not above it either. You know what I mean? Depending on which outlet wants me to cover this, you know.
You wouldn't make a trip out of that, but if you're already in town, be a fool not to go kick the tire.
Yeah, it would be crazy not to check it out. I mean, it's a piece of history, really. If you really think about it, Jason.
Yeah, the leather work on it.
Yeah,
breathless. Did they reveal what the sticker price on that thing was?
I believe there's no sticker price because it's a one of one that took a year.
Available upon request.
I have a feeling that it was all free. I have a feeling that Drake didn't. Maybe Drake bought the rolls, but I guarantee you Drake didn't pay for the Chrome Hearts customization. Like, this is, they would love to do this.
It also probably does not have much to do with Chrome Hearts themselves as much as it does, you know, a West Coast Customs type person, because it's not like Chrome Hearts is going to be like, all right, we're just going to make these rims now.
No, but I
like,
bet they had
don't know
to.
how
But
do
I mean,
that.
Chrome Hearts has the highest quality control standards, so I'm sure they were probably more involved than X to
Of course,
the
they had a
Z on this one.
representative on hand to make sure that it was up to their.
They probably
criteria
produced
and
like the
standards.
leather. I bet they provided like the leather. You know what I mean, with the motifs. Like they sent that over finished, and then they had X to the Z and his crew like install it. So
Yeah, yo, Drake, I heard you like Chrome Heart. No, yeah. X to the Z flipped it. All they had to do was get Chrome Hearts to provide the CAD files so they can get the stitching and all the pattern work locked down, and then it was just up to the boys at West Coast Customs to take it over the last mile, as they say.
Honestly, it's a missed opportunity to not have West Coast Customs involved in this. That would be like really cool if they would have shot like that.
It's insulting.
That style with Drake for this, like for the content portion. That would actually be funny.
Yeah, I mean, content is king now, and
I've heard that.
as the cycle of trends are always repeating each other. I think we are ripe for West Coast Customs to be back in the conversation.
Maybe I'll get in touch I'll text X to the Z and see what they're up to. I bet West Coast Customs is still thriving.
No, they are. Actually, I live pretty close to the West Coast Customs office in Burbank. It's like 2 minutes away from the airport in a little industrial area right across the street from a shopping center where there's an REI and a Lowe's. So I'm up in there on the reg.
Yeah, those are two of your hallmark. So do you just pull up on them?
I don't know if they have an open door policy for any old foo to walk in and start, take selfies in the Mr. Cartoon ice cream truck, but you can definitely, peel. You can definitely go and stick your eyeballs up against the window.
The thought of me and you walking in there and you just videoing me taking a selfie in front of a Mr. Cartoon ice cream truck is really, really good stuff.
Yeah, just you walking in there like, how much this one? And they're like, sir, that's not for. This is just the showroom of our work. Yeah.
How much though? Damn, that's fucking funny. Well, I mean, I do think that I mean, once MTV finally has run out of ridiculousness episodes,
ridiculousness,
and they have to play another show at some point, I do feel like at least a West Coast Customs Pimp My Ride, kind of like a marathon at least. I'm not saying you got to play it all the time, but a little marathon would be nice.
A little marathon would be nice for the old heads, and I would like to see a world where the Pimp My Ride and the ridiculousness both exist in the same universe, not in like a DC or a Marvel style plotline. I would like to see a crossover episode. Maybe Neve can be there filming it.
What if what if we did like all of them come together for one gigantic episode?
That's exactly what I'm talking about.
That's a great idea.
I mean, it'll get better ratings than the Oscars. I put that on Mama.
Well, that's nothing. I mean, it's nothing to get better rating than the Oscars. It's truly nothing. We do.
I mean, the Academy Awards.
Yeah, show some respect. We do have a guest today, Jason.
We do.
This guest has made me chuckle.
Speaking of content.
Yeah, content creator Lauren Servideo, who is a heavily requested How Long Gone guest. So we had to go obviously make that happen. You probably know her from her Instagram and her videos that she makes, like the one where she always wanted to know if I had what it took to be one of those decoys on To Catch a Predator. That one really made me laugh. But there's some good stuff in here. There's some really good stuff here. She's very funny.
She was very heavily requested. Of all the post-it notes in our top hat of guest suggestions, every other third post-it note said Servideo on there, and we said, you know what? It is time. So thankfully she was able to oblige and come on the pod.
Thankfully.
Let's give her a motherfucking FaceTime.
Thank you for having me. This is so cool.
I like that clap. You can tell that you're a content creator because it's your version of getting the board and going.
Yeah, me just doing.
All right, take 4, Lauren.
Just an actress. I'm used to takes. Like, let me know how many times to run it, and I'll do it.
You just tell me what you need. I'm here to perform.
That's me. I'm so subservient. I'm just like, just tell me what to say. I'll say it. Tell me what to plug. I'll plug it.
Yeah, that's kind of why you did this podcast. Thank you for doing that.
Yeah, exactly. We're doing it. That's what it feels like when I'm doing our third episode of the podcast a week. I'm like, Jason, just tell me what to say, bro. I don't care anymore.
Is this the third? You guys do 3 a week?
We do 4 a week technically, but no, this is our first. We're obviously you're getting us fresh. We actually moved recording around because I have to travel and we wanted to fit into your schedule. So this is you're a VIP here at How Long Gone Industries.
Wow. Well, I appreciate that. I won't even ask now for the water bottle. I won't do anything now that I know you guys had to move that around. If it makes you feel better, it's not for a shitty reason. It's actually for a somewhat sad reason. But I'm like, cool. Let's do this. I'll do whatever you need me to do.
Are you in New York?
I'm in New York now. Yeah.
What's the vibe?
Where are you guys? I thought you guys were in New York.
We're in LA, baby.
No, we're both in LA.
What?
Cali, baby. Yeah. Do you like that?
I love that. I love that. Sorry. So I've been doing a bunch of like pitch meetings with studio execs and they're all in LA. And of course, every meeting has been at like 7 motherfucking PM Eastern Standard Time because they just will not concede. And I had this thought where I was like, are they in LA? Because this is so early for you guys. Oh my God. Well, then I deeply appreciate you. Like,
no. We do this. This is the time we always record. Actually, we prefer this.
Yeah, we always do 3 p.m. EST.
Love. Oh my God. My early people. I found my people. Very nice.
But Lauren, next time you do this pod, it's going to be 10 a.m. EST. No problema. We're up. We're up and ready to pod.
You guys have like the early morning voices, like the raspy ass, like.
I got all kinds of gunk in my eye.
Yo,
don't talk to me until I've had my Java.
What are these?
I don't want a podcast.
What is it like to do a pitch meeting on Zoom? It seems anticlimactic.
With these Hollywood execs.
Yeah, what are these Hollywood execs? Are they cool? What are these guys looking like?
I'm like, wait, I'm like, is this on record or what? Like, oh my God.
Yeah, it's on record, sadly.
Don't worry, everybody knows what Hollywood execs are like. I just like hearing it repeated to me.
To be fair, you guys have actually done an episode with like the one cool exec that has ever lived, I think, and it's Cam Tang. Cam motherfucking Tang, who rocks.
Yeah.
We did.
Damn, do not call Cam Tang an executive on this podcast. We just call him Cam Tang, but you can let him.
He is. He's like a big guy.
No, he is.
Well, I wasn't. So yeah. So we've been just like pitching this show or whatever, and he was on there, and I was like, Cam Tang, like you're not one of those guys.
Cam Tang from TikTok, you're on this meeting? Holy moly.
Can you imagine?
I thought you were just a TikToker.
Yeah, right. No. Oh my God. His Chaz. I love Cam. He's fucking awesome. I was so excited when I was going through I just was like, I love scrolling through. You guys have done episodes with like every awesome person, just like every interesting person. Like if I actually had a podcast, you guys have already had all the guests I would have like ideally had. Dan Algoretto.
Damn.
I mean, seriously, Bryn, like the list goes on and on.
This is no joke, but we discussed this in the intro, but you're maybe the most requested guest we've ever had.
Really?
No fooling.
The fans have been putting on for you, Lauren. Yes, they're blowing us up, telling us we have to have you.
That can't come as that much of a surprise. You have way more followers than Bryn.
So rude. But Bryn is so tapped in. And to steal like Chet Hanks lingo, she's tapped the fuck in. Bryn's awesome. She's the real like downtown all-star. I swear to God.
She's the people's champion.
She's the people's princess. And
We
I
agree.
swear she was on that Princess Diana tip like light years before everyone else. Biker shorts, socks, sneakers. That was Bryn's thing like 3 years ago. She's so seriously light years ahead of everyone.
That's true. That's I didn't watch any of that Princess Diana content, and I love her in theory, but it just didn't really it didn't grab me. I didn't really care.
Yeah, it was certainly, I'll say, like as a, again, I mean, I know fashion wise, it seems like we're really just like cycling through the 90s still, which is like great and fine. That was like a surprising one that went very mainstream, if you will, like now of all times. I wonder what. So you guys, I'll tell you, if I'm going to plug anyone, and sorry if you had her on and I missed it, Natasha Stagg. She's my favorite fashion, not historian.
Oh, we had Stagg on early days of the pod. We had Stagg on.
Yeah, she was probably in like she's probably in the first 10 episodes.
Get the fuck out.
Yeah,
Stagg's my favorite, but I realized too that
I love Stagg.
Yeah, Rachel Tajan could probably answer. I feel like you guys must have had Rachel Tajan on, right?
Yeah. Rachel's an old friend of the show. I mean, old friend of mine, for sure.
Love.
Yeah, no. I mean, I just
hung
think
out
that
there once.
The two of them together would be able to like tag team that. I like knowing what kind of goes into like the general psyche of these like fast cycling trends.
It sounds like you are the actual executive producer. You have the you have the master brain, and you're able to put these people together.
I'm like, give me third mic.
Well, I just want to say that I do look great in black bike shorts, and that's really why I have gravitated towards that trend myself.
Despite being more torso than leg, it does work. It is elongating, and he needs all the inches he can get on the inseam.
I need all the inches I can get. It's in more ways than one.
I'm happy for you that they look good. I look like ass. I could not follow that trend. It was like, I'm 5'5", but my legs are only 2 inches long, and so it's like the bike shorts look like shit. Like, I'm not even being self-deprecating. It just is like not for me.
Damn.
I so badly.
So Shorty is all torso as well.
I don't know what I'm comprised of. Honestly, it's not torso either. It's like boob. It's really shit. It's like it sucks. It's like toe. It's like I have the longest toes and the longest boobs. It's so pathetic. I wish this was a bit too. It's just like,
so it's just toes, titties, and hair. That is your body.
Yeah.
I mean,
I record neck up for a reason.
We all have to know and play to our strengths. You know what I mean?
Precisely.
So I think the self-awareness is we all have to be understanding of that. Like I think that Jason has a lot of body issues because of his height. And he has to play to those as well, and we talk about that a lot.
Yeah, I have to seek out the rare shortening styles of fashion versus the ones that elongate the body. My body's already too long.
What are you, like 6'6"? I literally can't tell.
6'9".
Dang, nice. Wow, that is yeah. I don't know. I just don't even know how to respond to that. That's fucking annoying. Honestly, it sounds like.
Lauren, it leaves most ladies speechless, so don't feel bad.
I know. But wait, are you with any? Sorry if I'm like out of the. Do you have a partner or like somebody? I felt like I don't know. I didn't know anyone's voices when I was listening to this initially. So someone said life partner once, and I didn't know which one of you said life partner.
Well, let me tell you something. It's definitely not me. I say girlfriend like a normal person, but Jason says life partner.
When we were first getting going, I said the phrase life. I tried to say it like 10 times per episode just
to annoy
just
me.
To see who would just to see who would think that I'm being serious and who knew that I was joking, kind of thing, you know. And it was a divisive word to say. It drives a lot of people cuckoo to hear me say the word life partner.
I love it. You know what I mean? Like, don't give them what they want. Actually, sometimes I think I grew up Catholic, so I am in the understanding that like it's better to withhold. It's better to suffer. Yeah. Right? So like don't say girlfriend or boyfriend or say fucking partner.
You're goddamn right.
No, what he's doing, he's saying partner because he is once again, and this is a popular theme on this podcast as well, he's gay baiting a little bit. He's trying to make sure that no one knows, you know, we don't
Chris,
know
no.
Yeah, that's what it feels like to me.
2021, the word partner does not have any sexual orientation connotation attached to it. That's just
what you think.
Part of being a respectful American.
That's the utopian future that we want, but I think there's some holdover from past generations, Jason. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, there could be some residual gay baiting in there. I'm a big enough man to admit that. I like the attention of a man just as much as a woman. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
I think we can all relate to that on this podcast. Mm-hmm.
It's Bi Visibility Day.
Is it?
No, it's not. But lying has been my new thing. Lying is my thing in 2021, just to see how people react.
Yes.
In what situations do you just any time you feel compelled, you just bust one out?
Being a creator or whatever, like it's very easy to want to.
For listeners at home, she just went cross-eyed when she said the word creator, and we need to bring that up with our therapist.
Creator. But that it's really easy to want to fall into the trap of like, I'm a better creator because I prioritize authenticity, which for me personally, I think is such a load of bullshit. Mm-hmm. I don't think you owe anybody anything as far as like who the real you is. Ultimately, it's all contrived because it's on Instagram. Like, what the hell? Mm-hmm. So I've gotten into this habit like on stories of just like little white lies about stuff. Like you just can't tell. It's less lie. I shouldn't say that. It's more like, is she actually telling the truth or no?
So just like my cat died today?
No. I've had so much animal death in my life, like unintentional animal death that like I can't even joke about that anymore. But like trying to think like
Okay, we don't play with animal death.
I'm like, wait, yeah, I'm like, that's the one. Wait, well, I'm trying to think of what I lied about recently. Oh, well, it turns out that like, I don't know, I said some shit about how this scene in Singing in the Rain where Gene Kelly is dancing in the rain, that it was like filmed. The rain is milk. The rain is milk.
Bitch, you were lying about that?
Somebody told me.
God damn it.
No, somebody told me it was milk, and I looked it up to verify because I did go to school for journalism because I have to like just verify. And then I found out that it wasn't really milk, but I still posted it anyway.
No, those are my favorite kind of lies. Ones that are plausible. My friend Aaron Garcia, he's like an artist friend of mine. He's not like a silly Billy content creator whatsoever, but I remember 10 years ago, he just started posting, posting pictures of a car, and just to be like, I just got this new Lexus,
Yes!
And it's just like a regular post on his story. It's like, and everyone's like, damn, sick Lexus, you're doing good, dog, and he would just be like, thanks, man, because none of
really
it matters.
funny.
It's all just it's a shame. Like the thing about the internet and social media, it can be anything you want it to be, and there's no. You know, as long as you're not hurting anyone, there's no real consequences. So, like, why have it be so controlled? Why not just say, like, oh, I got a new Lexus?
Yeah, that's precisely, you nailed it. You absolutely nailed it. That is exactly the type of thing that I would love to do. Like, that's it. That's it, period.
Well, thank God that you're doing that, because once everyone stops doing that, then it's going to be a sad world we're living in.
Well, it'll be interesting when that...
So where does the fun go?
Well, when that starts to be the norm, right? When it's like lying is the new comedy or whatever. I don't know, however they end up flipping that in like 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, then I don't know what tip I'll be on to next. Like, I don't know what my next thing will be. Like, telling the utmost truth, but still not being like authentic. I don't really know. I got to like plan that shit out. It's like hard to say.
Inauthentic honesty is the move.
Yeah, you're really spending a lot of brain power on authenticity. I love that about you.
I've just been on the platform too long, and I did. Oh my God. Okay, viewers or listeners, Chris, it's like reminding me of my dad. My dad always kept one of those. So my dad is a traveling salesman, and he always kept one of those in the back seat. But the difference is that his car would be parked in the heat for hours, and like just like it would be heat blasting through those plastic like water.
For our listeners at home, we should let them know that when you say one of those, we're referring to a plastic gallon of water. Mm-hmm. And so it would sit in the car, and it would get sweaty. It would develop condensation, bacterial growth.
We stay jugging every day on this side. We finish one of these. We try to finish it before noon Pacific Standard Time if we can.
Dude, I'm dying that you even have that, because that's like hurricane preparation water. Like, I feel like you're diving into the shit we all got.
That's right.
For like, oh my God, we're going to die of COVID and we're going to be inside for like 9 months kind of thing. Mm-hmm. You just like have to use up all that.
This is the only thing I took away from COVID. This is the only thing. This is the only thing that I'm going to ever remember.
The only survivalist preparation that he's doing, he's preparing to do a great cardio blast today. That's all that he's
exactly.
stocking up.
Hydration is key. And your dad sounds like a cool guy. Was he also a bodybuilder or just a salesman?
I don't know. There's this one picture of him. He's alive. I made it sound like he like passed away from like the plastic poisoning, but there's this one photo of him where he's ripped. Like, he looks like Bruce Lee, like in his prime. But it's like the only photo I've ever seen of him where he was like clearly doing bodybuilding of some sort. But no, he wasn't officially.
That sounds like something maybe you should confront him about and ask, what was going on in that phase of his life. Because that sounds like he was committed, and there's probably more to unpack there.
He was like a tiny person. He was on the wrestling team, and he let my sister and I know like multiple times throughout our childhood that he was in like the 90-pound weight class, which I think is like pretty small for like for a man.
Okay. What,
90 pounds
in like middle school? Okay, not like as an adult, dude. I'm not like.
When you said tiny, like he's a Game of Thrones extra. Like, how tiny is we talking?
He's like 5. Well, now he's like 5. He's 5'8". But this, I think we're talking about like early high school, where he would have been like 5'2" and maybe like 90 pounds. And then his growth spurt happened like in college.
Still, yeah, to be a 90-pound high school man, that's tough going.
As a person who was 250 pounds in high school, you know what I mean? I really cannot relate. I really cannot.
Yo, 250?
Yeah.
That's a good number.
Your boy was a little portly. Yeah.
I like that. That's like beefy. I like that a lot.
Yeah, you like a beefy fella? A little meat on the bones?
I have no type other than that they have to be neurotic or smart.
Okay.
That's reasonable.
So you're in a relationship, right, Lauren?
Yeah.
Okay, so if it's the same person I think it is, according to your social media, it appears that he has a nice body and he's a good sized man. So is he neurotic or smart?
Yes, he's all of the above. He's a total dreamboat. And yeah, he's doing the thing where like, okay, so we're both 29. I'm not allowed to say that we're 30. I get yelled at when I'm like, we're 30. I'm going to be 30 in October. I don't know why I'm not allowed to say I'm 30, but he's getting to the point where like, he loves like a cheesesteak.
Like
he loves like a cheesesteak. He loves like McDonald's. And you know what I mean? Like with a metabolism like his,
Oh no.
he could down one of those. But we're hitting 30, so now it's like metabolism is like, wait a second. I'm getting to my like what is it called? Like your like twilight years. Those like slowing down a little bit. It's like hitting. He's in great shape, but like
Father Time is knocking on his door.
Yes, Father Time is knocking. It's funny how fast that happens. I'm still like waiting for the knee thing. They always say like, I don't know, like after 30, your knees are the first thing to go, which makes me kind of nervous.
That's when you
Yeah.
When you logged onto this call, Jason was stretching because he got a new device to fix his bum knee. He's 40 years old. Just understand that it really does happen.
Actually, this morning, my girlfriend, she's like super into yoga and Pilates, and she's really flexible. And I was having her try it out, and she's like, "Oh, this is good." And then I was like, I made her come in and then kneel down with her ear next to my knee so she could hear the sound that it makes when I do a full squat. And it sounds like I'm opening a bag of Cheetos and they spill everywhere. It's just like, and I don't know if that's good or bad. But you'll be fine. It's more of a male thing.
Yeah,
that's
you'll
naturally...
be okay. But you'll be okay.
Yeah.
Unless, you'd still have sex with a guy who walks with a cane, right?
That's something like you'd be. Cane is like pimp stuff. That's cool.
Yeah. Cane dick is some good dick, baby.
Jason, what if you had to walk with a cane?
Cane is like Harvey Keitel.
Yeah, it is cool. Unfortunately, Jason does not look like Harvey. He's not menacing like that. It wouldn't work the same. He's too friendly. Jason likes to talk to like passerbys. It's just he's not intimidating.
Call me Friendly Keitel.
Yeah, Friendly Keitel. Oh, I like that as an alias. That's fun.
Thank you. Okay, so you're a partner. He's smart. He's funny. He's a beefcake and neurotic. How do you guys navigate your relationship online as creators and people in the spotlight, or is it not something that you think about at all?
I don't really think about that. I mean, he's a dreamboat, and I fall in love with him more every day. I wish I was kidding. Haters can honestly fall back. I like truly don't even care that's corny. It's the truth. And it's fun because
fall back, Chris.
It's true, but we check each other, and he's been.
I'm not a hater.
Yeah, everybody throws up a little bit in their mouth. I don't give a shit.
I love it.
Come on, just everybody. Anyone in the comments that wants to say some stuff about that, go for it. But it's cool. But he's super awesome, and it's been great just because he's a screenwriter, and I mean, he went to like real film school, just a little community college called NYU, and so it's like he knows stuff, and it helps me. I'm like a bit of an amateur. The only thing I really know how to do is come up with stuff, I guess. Like I know how to improv, maybe. But it's fun. I just feel like we have a lot of fun, like filming and conceptualizing. It's really great that he's someone that I can work with, and not that it's been like super easy. I mean, we definitely butt heads about like, I want it to go in this direction and I want it to go in this direction. And other than that, it's like, it's a blast. It's a total blast.
I'm going to follow you guys on Venmo. I bet it's a real cool place to check out what you guys are doing.
It's private. He's the one thing about him is that Emerson is that's life partner. Emerson he's always like,
wait, his name is Emerson?
Like,
hold on. This guy's name is Emerson?
That's a good name.
So he's rich too. You can tell me.
Rich in spirit, rich in ideas. He's full of like
he knows about shutter speeds.
The Bezos of ideas. Except that he's very much like, we were actually just talking about this yesterday. Like, he has taught me a lot about intellectual property, and that he isn't too married to the idea of like, that's my idea. Like he loves sharing all of his shit freely, and just like as long as it gets made or like is used in a meaningful way, like he's all for it. I will plug it's on Instagram. It's at Free Movie Ideas, but he just spends a lot of his time coming up with literally like free movie ideas. And we've just sort of been waiting for like one person to be like, I'm going to make that one. But I love that because I'm definitely like, hey, wait, that's my idea. But I learned to let go of that and not be as precious about it.
That's smart. I find that the fight for intellectual, like that, those kind of arguments are just seem silly to me. Like if you really got ideas, you'll just come up with another one. So you don't need to be living and dying over credit is the reality. And I think that's a more productive way to live in a lot of ways.
Absolutely. I mean, I get if you're like one big millionaire, billionaire idea was stolen, but then it is kind of like, was it? Like if you just had one. But then again, like I know certain things like the sewing needle came to a singer in a dream. You know what I mean? Like that is sort of like a one and done. Like
that's one of your patented lies. I feel. I think that one is one that you just made up.
That sound like a lie. No, I swear. I don't know his first name. Like Mike Singer thought of the hole for the sewing needle in a dream. I know that I have this right because I used to think that who was the gentleman that invented peanut butter? Oh, right. I used to screw up the whole thing, and I used to think that the peanut butter came to that guy in a dream, and that was a lie. So I was telling a lie that I didn't realize that I was telling. I really did think that came in a dream. It didn't.
Peanut butter Mandela effect.
Yes, precisely.
It happens to everyone.
Yes, just a natural thing. No, up here, it's like if I move too fast, it all just gets like shaken up.
Mm-hmm.
What were you doing before? Like, have you always done comedy? Were you like what were you doing? Where did this come from?
What were your retail jobs as a teen?
Yeah, what restaurant did you work at?
Oh my God, my favorite question to answer that no one's ever asked before. Well, my first job was rolling at 16 or 17 was rolling burritos at Bomber's Burrito Bar. I was back of house.
What city is this?
This is in Albany, New York. There's a franchise in Albany, New York. There are 3 of them, or 2 of them.
Bomber's Burritos. You were a back of house hottie, rolling deep.
Rolling burritos. And it was cool because I'm grateful for it. I was a little resentful at first because, and this could have been because I was a minor. Now in hindsight, I'm realizing they had like front of house, and he always hired like, pretty waitresses. And I really wanted to be like a waitress. Because it's like, you're pretty if you're a waitress. So he put me in the kitchen where no one could see me. And I was like, you think I'm ugly? And I was like, I'm like the ugly girl rolling burritos order. But it was cool because I got.
What if you were just good at rolling fatties? I mean, that's the thing.
Somehow.
Like, that's
He's
a
like,
skill.
No, you just know sour cream so much better than those other girls.
Your hands are so big they can scoop up lettuce in one big, like, clump. That's good. That's like good for us as a business.
Be ashamed to waste hands like that in the front of the house.
Your disgusting Italian hands. Come on, they're meant for being.
Once he saw you palm a basketball, he knew you had to go to the back of house.
Yeah, after the interview, the way I grabbed the handle of the door, he was like, "Oh, I know where she's going." No, but his name's Matt, and he's a fantastic business owner, and yeah, that was really fun. And I mean, I'm grateful now because a lot of the personalities, as I'm sure you guys might know if you've ever worked in a kitchen or just honestly listened to Anthony Bourdain for even 2 seconds, it's true. Like, chefs are fucking crazy. They really are. It's like a lot of ex-cons, which I love. I love the idea of like, I don't know, just we're all back there doing our best, trying. It's just such a shit show, and I love it. And then I did work retail. I worked at the Clinique counter at a Macy's.
So were you doing makeup for people or just pushing product? Like, I could sit down and try your product.
You're doing a fragrance spritz?
Yeah. Oh my God. Dude, there are some fragrances, if I smell, I retch. It's like, I just can't. Clinique Happy, I just cannot do it anymore.
Oh, don't come for Happy.
Aromatics, Clinique has a scent called Aromatics Elixir, which allegedly, and this is also, what year is it? 10 years ago, they were selling 1 bottle of every 20 seconds. That was like their whole, they always have these these factoids. It smells like ass. It's so bad. But it's like one of those ones. It's like they're like, no, you have to let it fade into like your skin chemistry, and it'll smell good. Like, that's like a bunch of bullshit. But it was fun. I mean, I gotta say, have either of you worked retail like in that way?
We both
Yes.
both have. Yeah, I had an illustrious career in retail in Atlanta, Georgia, that I think about often. I would say fondly. And Jason worked at multiple shitty stores in the mall.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I mean, who needs improv class Second City when you can just work retail? You know what I mean? That gives you everything you need.
That's why I've never taken an improv class. It's like for a while it was a question of like, should I do it? And I just was like, I don't know that I need that. Like I understand people. Like I understand the
You're like, am I teaching the class or am I a student?
But I don't know.
Yeah,
the machinations of man. But I will say, I mean, that job was great. I love people facing jobs. I truly customer service. I love it. And I like to think that I have the patience for it. The one thing that was very depressing, and I think I was also like a second year or third year journalism student with a minor in women's studies at a state college. When I was working at Clinique, but I think working at Macy's definitely opened my eyes to the possibilities of like socialism in our country and maybe perhaps how badly we need to move away from this like capitalist society.
Mm-hmm. You were in the eye of the tornado of
Truly.
capitalism.
Yeah, I gotta say, like in the it's certainly judgmental, and I'll take the L for that one. But just like the rawest way is just like witnessing people. You just knew you could just it was like one card is declined, the other card is declined, and like needing to buy these like eyeliners and mascaras and like eyeshadows for themselves, and I would just be like rocking, sort of like, oh my god, like for what? Oh my god, like it just it's like it gets very stressful for me in that way. Again, not because it's like I mean I've been there. It's like, I don't know. I'm from Albany. I think that tells you everything you need to know about like my upbringing. Maybe.
Say no more, Queen.
It's a bus stop.
Where Albany is, or your house that you grew up in?
Just all of Albany is an actual bus stop.
I've never visited Albany.
Yeah, most people really have only passed through. It's like it's okay. I love it. It's like the kind of thing like, they would say like, you can call your sister a bitch, but if somebody else does it, like that person's getting their ass beat. Like that's me with my hometown. That's me with probably anyone else's hometown.
What were you doing in high school? What were you into? Were you like listening to The Cure and like, dyeing your hair black, or what was the vibe? That's my guess for you, but I don't know how accurate that is.
He was listening to The Used.
Interesting. The two different. I did not have an emo phase, and now I feel like when everybody is between like 26 and 30 being like at karaoke being like, yeah, let's all sing like Brand New and The Used and like I don't know whatever emo bands are out there. I'm like, I was listening to Frank Sinatra, bro. I was like in my room torrenting like weird shit off LimeWire, and I was on 4chan, and I was very online, like terminally online.
Okay.
Yeah.
That doesn't come as a huge shock. I like you torrenting Frank Sinatra MP3s at 3 a.m. on your family computer. Zap,
just like quietly, just like listen. I was listening to like Somewhere Over the Rainbow by like Judy Garland, whatever, just like Frank, all that sort of stuff in my room. I spent a lot of time on the computer.
So you're a pretty fucked up chick.
Pretty fucked up, but okay, here's the other part of it that's weird too, that's like stunted. But I didn't drink or do drugs or smoke or edgelord. And it's weird because it was like I didn't fit in with the straight edge kids who were like angsty, because I really wasn't angsty. Like I just was like a pretty self-regulated teen. But then it was like I would.
You're in it for a chuckle. You're not trying to.
Kind of, yeah. It was more just like what would be like that? It was like uninterested, like. Right. But then again, I mean, I also, as we've been talking, like I love people watching. So I would have gone to high school parties in the woods where everybody was drinking like Natty Lights and passing out like on the forest bed. Teens are like, it's like the idea of like being initiated. It's like you have to do the thing to be a part of the thing. And so I wasn't really like invited to go to those places, not out of malice, but more like we can't have a narc and we don't really know whether or not you're going to be like, hey, blah, blah, blah's mom. Like, they didn't know. When
you join a gang, you have to kill somebody to get in, so you're bound by blood. That's
yes,
some kind of logic.
Exactly.
But with Natty Ice.
Yes, fully thing, but with Natty Ice.
Yeah, with canned beer. Yeah, it's the same thing.
Yeah, with warm canned beer that's been like sitting 2 feet from a raging bonfire in the forest. Like, it's like, no thanks, but
think of the carcinogens.
yeah, think of the carcinogens. But yeah, that was high school for me. Really, it really was being like terminally online.
Mm-hmm.
What was going on 4chan during that era? If you could just walk us through a day in your 4chan life, that'd be great.
Ah, my 4chan life. Be bored. I mean, it's funny. It's like a lot of it is unchanged. That was early Bean days too. I mean, I am 29, so I graduated high school in 2009. This would have been like 2005, 2006. So it was like very early. And we were talking like what's the name? Like the rage emoji, like that kind of meme shit.
Yeah, very early frog stuff.
Very early, yeah, very early Pepe? Is that how you say it? It's not so bad. I'm like
Pepe. We can call him by his we can
all
call
that
him
shit
by
that
his
you
first
never
name.
say, like I never say it out loud. It's like I only ever type it or whatever. But yeah, it was really that. Nothing I mean, I was like a purveyor. Like I wasn't like a active submitter or anything like that.
Participator.
Just overseeing, if you will. A lurker. I think that's what they call it online, a lurker.
Just checking out the Hitler stuff, checking out the gore porn, checking out the CP, seeing what's good.
More like gore. I mean, a lot of the gore. Oh my God, some of that gore stuff was crazy. Yeah, that really separates the men from the boys, huh?
Yeah. During those formative years.
Yeah, the underbelly. Yeah, when you see the underbelly that early on.
There was like a video series that was like really gnarly shit, like somebody getting
like Faces of Death.
Faces of Death. That's what I was thinking of. Yes, there was like they were like VHS, I believe, and those were like, and I was like, why, guys? Why are we watching? This sucks. I don't want to watch this.
Yeah.
My mom let me rent those out when I was a teen.
What?
I don't know why.
Fuck out.
She didn't know what it was. She was just like, oh, you're going to get another one of your skateboarding videos or something like that.
God.
And then
that was like the VHS cover of Silence of the Lambs, of course, is like the Death's Head moth. And I used to be like, Mommy, can we rent this? Because I thought it was a fucking butterfly. Do you know what I mean? And she was like, we fully can't be watching this. Right, like how do you explain that to a kid at like 6 p.m., you know, on a Friday night at Blockbuster? Like, oh man, these are adult themes. Like, how do you say that? There's a butterfly on the cover.
Yeah. This is about eating people. We can't watch that right now.
Right. If she had said that, not even
that.
right. Yeah, we can't watch that because it's like about cannibalism. Okay.
Well, when did you move to the Big Apple though?
That was in 2012 or 2013. Being from Albany, because it's only 2 hours away. I mean, this is again, I'm from Albany, and that's like fact. That's like on period, as they say. I think.
That's period.
That's period.
Okay.
But like, it is one of those things that like, you know, we were here so frequently. Yeah, it's like so close. That I do feel like part of my childhood is definitely like, I don't know, just like navigating the city. I've always been obsessed with the city. Like, I mean, there are just like notes from teachers going back to like second grade where it's like, Lauren really likes the Big Apple kind of thing. But yeah, 2012 was like my first real like adult entrance into.
So you were taking the train down with the family, or you were taking the train down in high school to be a bad gal?
Oh man. It wasn't until late high school that it was like solo. I wish it was train. Train's expensive, or was expensive. I was like nasty ass bus, like elbowing my way to the front.
Hell yeah.
But that I would go with my dad. My dad is like, they live down here in like Port Jervis, and they were like pseudo city people. And then, you know, but they're both from Albany, so they just moved back home to have me, which fine place to grow up. Again, character building. Mm-hmm. Yeah, 2012.
That's how Jason feels about
it. Seems like the San Diego of New York.
Oh, you'll have to tell me what that means, because I'm not familiar at all. Like, I don't even know that I know a single person from San Diego.
Only for the fact that it's 2 hours away. That's pretty much it. Like you. I grew up like an hour away from LA in Orange County, and like there's like a big difference of living like 1 hour away from the big city versus like 2 hours and 5 hours. Like there's a stark difference in the person. Just by
interesting. Okay.
20 miles.
I didn't consider that. So then, did you wait? So you're like you were from near San Diego?
Well, I grew up in Orange County, which is like an hour away, and then San Diego is like 2 hours away.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I see what you're saying.
He's saying he's cooler than you, is what he's trying to say.
That's right.
The way that was coded. Fashion. Yeah, no, I just was trying to get to the way you were trying to insult me covertly. Really was what I.
There was no insult. That's all, Chris.
I would never. I'm nothing but a prince to these guests.
Rap beef going on right now. I'm seeing.
Lauren, I've seen in other interviews you talking about your enjoyment of Chris Farley, but where do you stand on David Spade?
The real goat.
Whoa, good. Whoa. I liked it. I like David Spade a lot. That's like no question. Like, I think he's wickedly funny, and you kind of always have to have, like with a Chris Farley, like you got to have the straight man. That's like David Spade. That's his whole thing. I remember my parents watching Just Shoot Me and always really liking David Spade. I'm like, I say this not knowing where he stands. Like, if he's been canceled, I just don't know about it, so I don't want to get. All I can say is like
no, he hasn't. He hasn't.
Somehow, in a shocking twist, Spade is come out clean.
Despite his womanizing.
Yeah, he does very well for a short king.
Really? Wait.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Wow.
We would say on this podcast, we would say that Spade is a stick man.
His little dick hasn't been dry since the Clinton administration.
Oh, my God. You guys have to go to his Wikipedia. His user photo is so funny, and it's even funnier knowing that Wikipedia can only use photos that are like open access. You know what I mean? Like open to the public. This shit I'm getting this for free. Yeah, furiously type and look because it's so tight. It's like a paparazzi shot, maybe, where he's driving.
It's a picture of him driving in a car.
Yeah, he's got. Yeah,
this is cool.
Oh, that's good. And he's got aviators on, and you can see the photographer in the reflection of his aviators.
I'm seeing here that he went to Arizona State University. Wait, Kate Spade is his sister-in-law, bro.
Yeah, his brother is Andy Spade, the designer who had Jack Spade, the brand. Yeah, that's his brother.
Suck on that,
listener. My mouth is agape. If you're wondering why I'm silent, it's because my mouth is fucking agape. Oh my God. Oh, I'm gonna dig into that later. God.
Mm-hmm.
What is a girl?
It kind of all makes sense, doesn't it?
What does it take to break in? What is it like? What does it take? What do I have to do? If there is some sort of Illuminati person listening, like, just is there like a cheat sheet? What's the deal? This is crazy.
Lauren, what exactly are you trying to break into? The life and arms of David Spade, the world
Spade
of
Levi's
comedy?
Crotch, or the world of comedy.
Can you imagine if I was actually like, yeah, I just want to be like near David Spade. I just want dinner with like David Spade.
I want to be near him.
I just in the periphery.
To breathe the same air as David.
Oh my God. Sorry, I have to click out of this Wikipedia. I'm like, I'm done.
Go down that rabbit hole, and then also go down, there's another rabbit hole where his assistant tried to murder him.
Oh yeah, it's amazing.
And he narrowly escaped it. It's one of the craziest stories of all time. Look that up. It's a winner. But for some reason, because sometimes people ask us like, who are your dream guests for this podcast? And I'm always like, I don't know. I would rather, I want somebody who's just like a good, quick talker, good at improv, confident conversationalist. And I don't know if I could think of somebody better than David Spade. You know what I mean?
Interesting. I mean, I gotta say, you guys are incredible hosts. I feel like the banter. I am a really poor conversationalist, and I am not good at leading the conversation. And you guys have made this so easy and like comfortable and fun.
Yeah, we want it to be like bumper bowling for you.
Exactly. Yeah.
Just wherever you toss it, you're gonna hit some pins, sweetheart.
I love it when a guy's, you got it, sweetie. Yeah, sweetheart. Let that come back. Let that come back into the.
Are you being honest, or do you really want that to come back?
I do. No, I do. For me, I can't speak for everyone, but for me specifically, that's what I love.
Yeah, Jason. Okay. Let me tell you right now. Don't do that, Jason. Do not start doing that. You can't be partner guy and sweetheart guy. You got to pick one. Those are at odds with each other.
Watch me. Why can't I do both? I like a challenge. I know who's gonna like a sweetheart and who's not. And it's all how you say it, you know what I mean? And the energy.
No, that's actually true. I think there's a way. I mean, as a Southern person, I have heard that said very sweetly, and it works. And I've also heard it sound condescending and.
Well, Chris, you always just call women sugar or shug, and I always think that's weird. But I guess it's just a Southern thing.
What about broad?
Broad is some New York shit.
How are you broads doing?
How are you broads doing? That's an example of a phrase that might not work.
That's
for me.
Yankee speak.
Yeah, that's Yankee stuff.
If I call somebody like, you know what, you're a mean old broad, ain't you? You know, that kind of works a little bit more. You know what I mean?
That's cute. That's cuter. That's more approachable. I think approaching an aggressive broad, it tends to think you're going to get punched a little bit to me.
True. But just using
That's where
like
my head goes.
you're a mean old broad, ain't you? The delivery was like very like I'm in 8th grade and I just got a script for like The Music Man for the first time and I'm reading it through. This is the first time I've read it.
Yes.
Yeah, when it makes you think of 8th grade person, then it suddenly kind of removes all that sting and it becomes a little endearing,
The
doesn't it?
uncertainty really got me.
Good point, TJ.
I learned all of this in the mystery method on how to pick up chicks.
Wait, from the book, the book, The Game?
That's right. You call those shoes ugly?
Yeah, Jason has been a negger since the beginning of time. He loves negging.
He invented it. You'd be prettier if you lost a little weight, huh? That's what you guys say when the second I got on here, you're like, oh man, your cheeks are looking a little more plump than usual. I guess Miami treated you well.
Wow, okay. From one neg master to another, you have got what it takes.
Yeah, you're ready for the neg leagues.
You didn't need to go to UCB, and you definitely don't need to pick up the first edition copy of the Mystery Method. You already have it in your DNA.
One time I just didn't, this was years ago, I just didn't feel like going back home. And so I just sat at the Strand and I read like 80% of the game book. And I was like, oh, interesting. It's funnier I see how like men react to being negged because I completely understand as a woman. Like there's so much that goes into it. I've been in work environments. God, it's so sinister where like you'll get the one guy. If you work with a lot of, okay, sorry, I'm like word vomiting. But hear me out. I was a young woman, like 21, 22, 23, working at an office where a lot of the women were like in their mid 30s, been married, were like getting pregnant, whatever, just like older, kind of over it. There were guys that would sort of like not treat me like the prize, but sort of like try and pit me against the older women. To be like, you're the cool one because you're young, like trying to like get me, that sort of thing.
This sounds like a People's Revolution scenario.
Yeah, were you working?
Have you watched The Hills?
Yeah, were you working?
Are you talking about the offices of Kelly Cattrall?
No, but I would love. Wait, what is this? You're gonna have to explain this for me.
There's a show on MTV called The Hills. A couple of the cast members, Elsie and Whitney, they go and intern at a fashion PR company.
People's Rev.
No, I know People's Rev, but wait,
People's Rev.
I guess I don't remember.
But there's a little bit of they're like the young like hot chicks, and then like they're getting the attention. Then there's the older broads at the office who are maybe a little jealous of that, and there's a little pitting and the mother-daughter, sister-sister relation going on.
I would suggest reading. It
just reminded me of
reading
that.
Kelly Catrion's book if you get a second.
Have you guys ever had Kelly on the pod?
No, but we would love to.
Would we, Chris? I think I remember getting an email pitching it.
I don't know.
Joking.
Somebody mentioned it to us at some point, Jet. For sure, somebody's like said they could put us in touch. I think, and I don't know where it went, but we can revisit.
You might want to consider. All I'll say, and shout out Kelly or any affiliated Kelly people if you're listening. I made a video where I like mentioned Kelly Catrone, and within minutes, I want to say her assistant Simone had reached out and was like, "Oh my God, Kelly wants to talk. What's your number?" I'm on the phone with Kelly for an hour. She is full of stories. I've never talked to someone with more.
Damn.
She would be a really
sure.
fun guest. I am gonna plug Kelly right here, and that like she would be a crazy fun guest.
Put me in touch with Simone then, and let me get on top of it.
Get on top of the Kelly guesting. Yeah, you'd be just thank me later is all I'll say.
Yeah. So sorry to interrupt. You were talking about what was going on in your office scenario with the older broads.
Right, it was the negging. That just like they would. I don't know. It would be like they'd try and be like, yeah, you're different than the older ones. Yada blah blah blah. Like you're more fun and cool and relaxed and like, the women are looking out for me. But of course, they're not going to put up with me being like a dumb bimbo, which is like what you do naturally. I think is maybe some sort of defense mechanism, at least in my experience around guys, just to be like, what does that mean? Like that sort of thing. Like I can't lie, I like fully put on my Marilyn Monroe shit when I would be like, oh man, you guys, like, I don't know. It just was like a way to make it easier to just.
I would probably do the same thing if I were a female.
Yeah. I mean, I wish I had like but that's the whole thing, right? It's like, of course now I wish I had the experience to have been like, the hard ass fucking feminist, third, fourth, fifth wave feminist to be like, I'm not going to do this. Screw you, chicks rock or whatever. But I didn't. I was just like young and trying to just like get a promotion.
You were young. You didn't know how much chicks rocked at the time, and don't beat yourself up for that.
Yeah, but it's just funny. I feel it's definitely falls all just to tie it back. I feel like it all falls under the umbrella of negging. It's like they would like reverse neg me. I'm like they complimented me. I don't know. I have no idea. It's just funny how that all works.
I was going to say, I think there's a name for that, and it's called complimenting. But yeah,
Yeah.
reverse negging has a nice ring to it. That's a cool turn of phrase.
Yeah, I get called pretty. Oh, you're reverse negging me.
How often do you come across people that you think are like truly funny, like really like wow, 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 like like a Cat Williams level discovery of funny? Do you have a high bar for it, or do you think everyone's a little funny?
I think everyone can be a little funny in their own way. I mean, Cat Williams. It's funny that you use that as an example because he really is. I mean, he's just phenomenal.
That's the GOAT.
I mean, I can name off a ton of people. I mean, we really are, at least in my like class, I guess, of like, or generation of comedians. It's like, we're surrounded by so many amazing people. Like, oh my God, Patty Harrison, Chris Fleming, Cola Scola, like Rachel Sennett, like Z-Way. I'm like, now I'm like going by first names. I'm like, Io, like who else? Kate Berlant, John Early. Like, oh my God. They're just so.
That's how you know you're a real industry person, when you just refer to everyone by their first name.
Oh my God, I
Yeah, that's a giveaway.
Oh, John has just been killing it lately.
Julio, yeah.
All the stuff that Roger's been doing.
Oh my God, it feels so funny that it's just one of those things. Like, at what point does and I hate to say this because it's so corny, but like the imposter syndrome go away? Because I still feel funny. I started doing this stuff on Instagram. I've never done stand up, and you know, a lot of these people were like, no, maybe not the ones I mentioned, but just like a lot of comedians were at UCB together, Second City, or like doing the same stand-up shows. Like, I didn't do any of that shit. So to even be in the same class or whatever as they are still feels like, wait, me? Because I don't know. We didn't come up in the same way.
The previous generation of like comedians, where they're like, oh, like the TikToker comedians are here, they kind of look down upon them because they didn't go through the trenches of stand up, and they weren't, you know, at the open mic nights for 20 years before they got famous. But I think that's kind of chilled out now that, you know, the internet comedians have been around for long enough that it's like a viable thing.
Yeah, I agree. No, it truly, I mean, if you guys want to like a list, I need
a list because I hate stand up. I don't think it's funny. So if you could forward me a list, that'd be great.
Wait, well, that's funny that you say that. I mean, I say this, all these people I think I mentioned like do stand up, but for me, like the way that I prefer to watch them is, I don't know, when they're acting or just making like digital content, I guess. I'm with you. I'm actually not a big stand up fan. I guess with a lot of other stand ups. Oh God, I hate saying I don't like talking about things I don't like. I will say that. I only like to talk about things that I do like. It's a really hard industry. It's just a hard world.
Must be nice.
That's just how I was raised. I don't have a hater mentality about me.
Good juxtaposition for us, because that's sort of the antithesis of this entire podcast. But we usually like to bring it around and tie a nice little pleasant.
No, but I say this all the time on the show. I think like internet stuff and memes, like literally memes are funnier to me than stand up. Like stuff that happens, like your videos are going to make me laugh twice as hard as a stand up would, you know? So I just think it's like it's a new world in that way, where we have access to that stuff 24 hours a day. We don't have to wait for somebody to put an hour up on HBO for me to laugh.
That's
true. I think that's a better world to live in, really.
I guess the thing, and maybe this is more of like inside baseball situation, but I guess when I watch stand up, all I can think about is like, you know, be like, so I was at the store, and I'm like, no, you weren't. Like, I know that this never happened and you just made this up. So I get like, you know, be like, so I was hitting on this chick or whatever. I'm like, no, that never happened. And you're making this up for the sake of laughs. Like the suspension of disbelief is completely gone for me. Completely gone.
But what about when the stand up is like, and this is a true story, guys. This is a true story. You don't even believe it?
No,
then?
I don't believe it. Like, I just am certain that never happened. One of my favorite live shows is the one Kat Cohen does at Club Cumming. It's so fun. And I never knew that I liked cabaret in that way. It's a blast. And like everybody is just so, like the whole audience is sucked into it. And it's so much fun. I love that. And I'm excited for, I never was like a big concert goer, but I love going to like that type of stuff. But yeah, stand up. Sorry.
More of a theater.
Yeah, I guess maybe. I'm like a movie person in general anyway. Like it's like I do the comedy stuff, but like I'm not, there's people that are real comedy heads. They know the predecessors, they know like the founding fathers. I don't fucking know anything. Like I just found out who Sandra Bernhardt was.
You don't want to talk about Bill Hicks for an hour with some bros? You're lost, sweetie.
That was like, wait, was he the one that was like, you're a redneck? No, or was that Jeff? No. Was that Jeff Foxworthy?
No, that was just a hick.
That's Jeff Foxworthy, not a hick, a legend.
That was Jeff Foxworthy. Bill Hicks was more of like a counterculture, revolutionary, like conspiracy guy in the 80s.
Lauren, who are your guys? Mark Maron voice. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the kind of comedy I'm talking about. You know what I mean? Who are your guys?
Or gals.
Yeah, or gals,
Other than David Spade and Farley.
Who are my guys? Like what dudes do I?
Scorsese. You said you're a movie buff.
Who are my guys?
You like Weinstein? He did a lot of good shit.
Weinstein's your favorite producer? That's cool.
Yeah, I love Miramax. Watch they isolate that, and in 10 years, that's what ends me. They don't understand the concept.
Say what you want about the guy. He could produce a flick.
It's now we're getting into like how do you separate the art from the artist sort of thing.
Lauren, thank you for joining us today. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you for having me. Truly, whenever you guys are in New York City next, let the whole gang take you out for a nice little, I don't know, treat.
No, we're planning. We have some stuff planned. Actually, I'll be checking in on your calendar for the fall for some
live
stuff.
Show.
We'll talk.
My people will be talking to your people. Truly, thank you for thinking of me for this. You guys are amazing hosts, and
of course.
I can't wait.
Where can people watch your hilarious videos and any of your other? Where can they find you online?
Anything you want to plug? You got a book? You got a movie? You got a riverboat gambler tour coming up?
How do I put this nicely? I literally only exist on Instagram at Servideo. Wow. Or Venmo. My Venmo is there. It's like at Servideo 120 or something. If anyone has like $5 for a latte.
Okay.
I love iced almond milk lattes. I'm out of work.
Okay, Lauren, by the time this podcast comes out, you're gonna have a lot of emails coming. We'll see you soon.
All right. Godspeed, my friend.
Au revoir.
Adios.
Bye.
I'm singing in the rain, just singing in the rain. What a glorious feeling, I'm happy again. I'm laughing at clouds so dark up above. The sun's in my heart.